It's called to order the Town Council Public Meeting for November 1st, 2022. I will start the Pledge Allegiance moment of silence. Please remember the family of Roe King in your prayers. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. A roll call.
Robert Carnahan is absent. John Foreman.
Present.
Julie Rivera. Here. Ralph Miller.
Present.
Colleen Scheeben. Here. Richard Sharp.
Here.
Randy Niemeyer.
Present.
I am present. Chris Galatas.
Present.
David Austin.
Present.
We have a quorum. We'll start, I'll acknowledge we have a public hearing scheduled at 7. That is when we will do it. Public comment on agenda items. Second call. Third call. Online?
No.
Thank you. Consent agenda, we have minutes of the October 4th, 2022 meeting and October 17, 2022 special joint meeting. All town funds, $257,145.22. Wastewater operating, $1,754,863.50. Water utility, $30,501.43. Stormwater, $18,187.39. Payroll for 10/27 and 11/1 of 2022 of $246,837.08. Is there a motion to accept and waive the reading in the minutes and accept the consent agenda as listed?
I make the motion.
Motion by Mr. Sharp, is there a second?
I'll second.
Second by Ms. Scheeben. Discussion? Roll call.
John Foreman.
Yes.
Julie Rivera. Yes. Ralph Miller.
Yes.
Colleen Scheeben.
Yes.
Richard Sharp.
Yes.
Randy Niemeyer.
Yes, carries 6-0. Ordinances and resolutions. Ordinance 1434 is Bay Bridge annexation, introductory reading. Mr. Sharp, by its title, please.
Ordinance number 1434, an ordinance annexing certain contiguous land to the town of Cedar Lake, Lake County, Indiana, and all matters related thereto.
Thank you, Mr. Austin.
This is a 20-acre parcel south on Morse, east of Morse, that is proposed for annexation. This is a parcel that is contiguous to the town. It's a voluntary petition. This is an introductory reading. It would be my recommendation your consideration of an introductory reading take place. There's a bunch of work to do on the rest of this.
Matter of record clarity. On the agenda, it says ordinance 1434. On the ordinance, it says 1433.
Yeah, that's for the,
I have 1434 on the last
That's for the
agenda.
first one, Randy.
Oh, okay, I see. I got it.
Okay.
It's a public hearing one.
Yeah.
Got it. Thank you. I didn't click the right button. My bad. All right, we have the introductory reading of ordinance 1434. Since it's an introductory reading, it's just an acknowledgement of consideration.
It is.
Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion to accept.
Thank you.
I'll second.
Second. Motion by Mr. Miller, second by Ms. Rivera. Discussion? Roll call.
John Foreman.
Johnny?
Yes, I was muted. I apologize.
Julie Rivera.
Yes.
Ralph Miller.
Yes.
Colleen Scheeben.
Yes.
Richard Sharp.
Yes.
Randy Niemeyer.
Yes, motion carries 6-0. Item 2, resolution 1323, Summerfest, 2023 Summerfest contract. Mr. Sharp, by its title, please.
Resolution number 1323, a resolution establishing the basis upon which the town of Cedar Lake shall participate in the 2023 Cedar Lake Summerfest and all matters related thereto.
Thank you. Chris?
This should be nearly identical to this year's contract, or the 2022 contract, updated to reflect the dates for 2023.
Ms. Dixon, have you seen this copy yet? Okay. We have the resolution 1323 for consideration. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Sharp, is there a second? Is there a second?
I'll second.
Second by Ms. Rivera. Discussion? Please make sure that this gets circulated to the Summerfest Committee ASAP, so if there's any questions, these things can be ironed out quickly.
Good idea.
Yep, thank you. Any other discussion? Roll call.
John Foreman,
Yes?
Julie Rivera,
Yes.
Ralph Miller.
Yes.
Colleen Scheven.
Yes.
Richard Sharp.
Yes.
Randy Nemeyer.
Yes, carries 6-0. BZA Plan Commission, item 1 is performance letter of credit extension, Beacon Point East Unit 1. Mr. Salatas?
This is in the amount of $341,736.80. This is for Beacon Point East Unit 1.
Pardon me for 1 second. Hello, Bob? Okay, we'll see if we can get that fixed. Yeah, try to log in again, Bob. Okay. Sorry, that was Councilman Carnahan, so he's trying to get logged in on Zoom. Can you alert Cliff? Cliff's probably listening.
I was gonna say, that's probably.
That-
Cliff's on.
He
I'll
said that
text
he
him also.
logged in and was muted right away and could not unmute it. I don't know,
I didn't even see his name pop up. I don't know. if
right,
it
so
did.
let's, hopefully Bob gets on here, but we'll continue the meeting. Chris, go ahead with item 1.
So this, as I mentioned, this is in the amount of $341,736.80. This is from People's Bank, and we recommend that it be approved.
Thank you. Is there a motion by the council to approve the performance letter of credit for Beacon Point East Unit 1?
Motion to approve, Beacon Point East, Unit 1.
Motion by Mr. Foreman, is there a second?
I'll second.
Second by Ms. Rivera, discussion? Perfect. I think we need more sound effects in meetings anyway, so I like that. Roll call.
Bob is
please.
on.
John Foreman,
Yes.
Julie Rivera,
Yes.
Ralph Miller.
Yes.
Colleen Scheven. Richard Sharp.
Yes.
Randy Nemeyer.
Yes, motion carries.
Bob
6-0.
Carnahan is also now on. I think he may want to vote. Yeah.
Bob, okay, let the record reflect, Bob Carnahan is in attendance via Zoom.
He just cast a vote.
Yes, but do we have visual of Bob?
No, it's just the phone.
Okay, then you can't vote if you're just on the phone. You can participate.
I can't do a visual.
Okay, but that's the statute, is that you have to be able to be heard and seen in order to vote on agenda items.
Do you see me?
I think you're on video, but you're very dark. Because it's definitely,
So Bob, you can still participate, and for the record, you're in attendance, okay? But it's just the statute
Okay.
says that you have to be seen and heard to be able to vote.
Okay, I'll try to find a way.
I can go back in and see if I can come in a different way.
Yeah, see if you can do that, so we can see your smiling face too. We miss you.
Okay. All right.
Thank you, Bob.
You're welcome.
So let the record reflect Bob is in attendance. He's attempting to fix some technical things to make himself visible.
okay.
I'm like Tiny Tim in the Scrooge. I just grabbed a candle. Can you see me now?
You're better, John, thank you.
Oh, boy, technology.
Yeah.
Next, we have performance public letter of credit. Performance letter of credit extension for Cedar Lake Storage.
So the reason that this has public is because they did have a private one as well. So this would be for the public letter of credit in the amount of $7,700 even. Also from People's Bank, we recommend accepting.
Thank you. Is there a motion to accept?
I'll make the motion to accept.
Thank you. there a second?
I'll
second.
Motion by Ms. Sheba, second by Mr. Miller. Discussion. Roll call.
John Foreman,
Yes?
Julie Rivera,
Yes.
Ralph Miller,
Yes.
Colleen Scheven.
Yes.
Richard Sharp,
Yes.
Randy Nemeyer.
Yes, carries 6-0. Old business, item 1 is consider memorandum of understanding with Hanover Central School Corporation for an additional resource officer. This was deferred from last meeting. Mr. Austin.
This is good to go. I have reviewed the proposed MOU. I've reviewed it with the school corporation's attorney. He's validated that it was prepared and reviewed by his office also. So the document's good to go.
Yeah, and the two of you have had a pretty good working relationship on all these matters.
Yeah,
Is it still Otis, the attorney?
it's Nick Otis.
Yeah, good guy. Okay, we have a recommendation that this is ready to go from the attorney. Is there a motion by the council to approve?
I'll make the motion to approve.
Motion by Ms. Sheben, discussion, second?
I'll second.
Second by Ms. Rivera, discussion? Roll call?
John Foreman,
Yes.
Julie Rivera,
Yes.
Ralph Miller.
Yes.
Colleen Scheven.
Yes.
Richard Sharp,
Yes.
Randy Nemeyer.
Yes, motion carries 6-0. New business, item 1 is change order 1 from CBBEL for the Lindsway ADA improvements for an increase in the amount of $3,861.07, bringing the total cost to $67,075.37. Mr. Salatas?
I believe, and Tim, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe this was to correct some of the approaches to make sure that they were indeed ADA compliant, sloping wise. There were some changes in materials that resulted in $3,000.
And I believe that this would make this entire subdivision now ADA compliant, correct?
I think that it is done, yes.
Awesome.
Yeah, they had to go back a couple extra 5-foot squares to get the pitch down below 8% on a couple of them, so that was the overage.
Thank you. There a motion by the council to approve?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Thank you. Motion by Mr. Sharp. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Second by Ms. Rivera. Discussion? Roll call.
John Foreman,
Yes?
Julie Rivera,
Yes.
Ralph Miller.
Yes.
Colleen Scheven.
Yes.
Richard Sharp,
Yes.
Randy Nemeyer.
Yes, motion carries 6-0. Jen, let me know when Bob gets on.
I'm watching, I will let you know.
Okay. Item 2 is pay request 1 from CBBEL for the Lindsway ADA improvements in the amount of $67,075.37.
This would be to pay for that work in Lindsway. It's substantially complete.
Is there a motion to approve?
I'll make the motion to approve.
Motion by Ms. Sheben, second.
I'll second.
Second by Mr. Sharp, Mr. Miller.
Yes.
Roll call.
John Foreman,
Yes?
Julie Rivera,
Yes.
Ralph Miller.
Yes.
Colleen Scheven.
Yes.
Richard Sharp,
Yes.
Randy Nemeyer.
Yes, motion carries 6-0. You guys throw your voice over there once in a while. Item 3 is a final pay request from CBBEL. What's that, Rick? A final pay request from CBBEL for Kiwanis Dog Park parking lot paving project to Olson in the amount of $104,100.90. There a motion to approve?
I'll make the motion.
Motion by Mr. Miller,
I'll second.
second by Mr. Sharp. Discussion. Looks beautiful.
Does.
Drove by there a couple times. That park is really coming together. That's gonna be a centerpiece park when all that, dog park equipment is in there. I think it's gonna be highly used.
Randy, you buying a dog now?
I have a dog.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll expect to see you over there with it.
You won't. But thank you, John. But it looks nice. I'll enjoy driving by and watching other people with their dogs.
You'll look good in the matching uniform.
What's that, Dave?
You'll look good in the matching uniform.
Of course. Yeah, that's how I always dress when I'm walking my dog, just like my dog. Collar and everything.
Bad picture.
You better be careful with that collar.
All right, let's vote on this thing.
Keep it to yourself.
John Foreman,
Yes.
Julie Rivera.
Yes.
Ralph Miller.
Yes.
Colleen Sheehan.
Yes.
Richard Sharp.
Yes.
Randy Nemeyer.
Yes, motion carries 6-0. This is going off the rails. Item 4 is final pay request for CBBEL for Kiwanis Dog Park parking lot striping and marking project payable to TCS in the amount of $4,864.75. Your motion to approve.
I'll make the motion to approve.
Motion by Ms. Sheehan, second.
Second.
Second by Mr. Sharp. Discussion? Roll call.
John Foreman.
Yes.
Julie Rivera.
Yes.
Ralph Miller.
Yes.
Colleen Sheehan.
Yes.
Richard Sharp.
Yes.
Randy Nemeyer.
Yes, motion carries 6-0. Item 5 is consider calendar year 2023 Moto on Ice agreements. Mr. Austin.
This is the annual agreement for the production that Moto on Ice puts on Cedar Lake, and their use of town municipal complex property for staging and conduct of their activity. Chris and I have been working on this to make it a uniform, a relatively uniform document, much like the Summerfest and other documents, agreements we have for the recurring events that occur in town, so that it just gets a lot easier down the path. I think we're really satisfied with this. The producers of the Moto on Ice events have reviewed things. Chris has been in touch with them, so.
They've been an absolutely terrific group to work with as well.
Yeah.
Very well-run outfit. I got to go out on the lake one time last year. We had some pretty nice ice, and what a good time. So many people down on the lakefront for that. It is so much fun. Is there a motion by the council to approve?
Make a motion to approve.
Motion by Ms. Rivera, second.
Second.
Second by Mr. Sharp. Discussion. Roll call.
John Foreman.
Yes.
Julie Rivera.
Yes.
Ralph Miller.
Yes.
Colleen Sheehan.
Yes.
Richard Sharp.
Yes.
Randy Nemeyer.
Yes, motion carries 6-0. Town council reports.
I had a question.
Is Bob on yet?
No, he's not.
I had a question from a citizen, but it was for Chief Fisher, just about the police presence on Halloween.
Go ahead and ask him.
Hello.
Chief Fisher.
Yes, go
So
ahead.
anyway, I guess it will have to
Speak on
wait.
behalf of it.
It'll have to wait.
Okay. Some of you may know a couple of us are heading to the AIM conference after the meeting tonight. One of the things that's a goal of mine while I'm there is what we had just talked about with all of our events and things that go on in this community now that we have a park board and potentially a very good budget for the park department, is this ridiculous process that people have to go through every time they step into a publicly sponsored event to sign their life away. I think we're the only community in the world. I mean, I've gone to Bulldog Park for several Crown Point events and have to sign anything. We've got to figure out how to make this thing flow better so that we can actually have kind of a recreation economy here. So I'll be having a conversation with Mr. Bryan with Henriette Group. I'll look forward to seeing him. I'm sure he'll look forward to seeing me. You're shaking your head.
He won't.
But that's okay. I'll corner them anyways at their booth, like I normally do. Hey, they got 5 guys to me, just 1, so they've got me outnumbered.
No, they don't.
But, no, I think that we've got to figure out a way to make this whole thing flow smoother for the park department to operate with some sort of continuity and be able to just have an expectation of having events run kind of seamlessly. We've got to figure this out because it's like we're the only community that can't do anything.
Right.
We're completely handcuffed with everything. So we just got to figure it out, and I'll have that conversation. I promise I'll be friendly for a little while. But that's my report.
Mr. President, just so you know, Mr. Carnahan has called back in, so he's on.
Bob, any reports?
Other than I want everybody to go out and vote next Tuesday.
How are you doing? You doing okay?
Yeah.
When are we going to see you again?
Well, I'm getting out of here Thursday, and then I can't drive for 2 weeks.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, we'll make sure to give you a ride
Phone call,
here.
Bob.
Yep, we'll come and get
All right.
you. John will get you on the motorcycle.
There you go.
Oh, yeah.
Well, it's good to hear your voice, Bob.
Hey, Bob, who do you want us to vote? Hey, Bob, do you want us to vote for anyone in particular?
Hey, John, that's probably not the thing for you.
That's, you're not allowed to talk about that. I understand.
This is
I'll vote for you, Bob.
No comment.
Yeah, thank you, Bob.
Good answer,
Any other
Glad you're doing
comments?
well. Glad you're doing well.
I just wanna thank everybody for their help with trunk or treat, and Tim and whoever volunteered, everybody was out there cooking and grilling, and it was a good event.
Good.
Thank you, Colleen, good job.
Nice day, too.
Thanks, it was a beautiful day.
Town attorney,
No reports.
clerk treasurer.
Council, I anticipate having a first, draft of the 2023 salary ordinance for your next agenda, because it's already November, so we want to get that done. And I also, anticipate having final numbers for all of our insurance renewals by that next meeting too. We're just waiting for a couple more to come back from,
We're waiting for me to go down there and see if we can make it lower.
Lowered a little bit. Good time.
Well, I did get news today that our Anthem, so that is our health insurance, we're looking at a 0% increase for 2023.
Wow.
Wow,
Which I
amazing.
cannot believe that is what I got.
I'm breaking
Sure, that's
news.
right, Jen.
I did, I ran to Margot's office and I had her double check
Yeah.
that I read it correctly. That's all I
My
got.
company had like a 5% increase, so, if we are staying at zero, that's good.
Yeah, we were at about 2.5%, my company,
Wow,
so.
wow, good.
Town manager.
Majority of our projects are starting to wrap up, or at least those that are ongoing seasonally. As you know, Kiwanis Park is wrapping up, the road projects are substantially done. The SDS site is also substantially complete for the season. Working on getting a pre-construction meeting with the dredgers over the winter months, that way we can get a good plan of attack going for next year. Then otherwise preparing for the AIM conference.
Okay. Director of Operations.
I don't have anything new, thank you.
Police Department. Fire Department.
How many of you guys are going to AIM? Like, 3 of you?
Myself, John, Chris,
All right,
Dave,
keep just about 17
Sue.
items then. So you guys, I know you're in a hurry, so cut it down to about 7.
listen, I got a public hearing coming at 7 o'clock, so I'll cut you off.
Yeah, we
With 5 minutes out.
So go ahead and ramble
I got
on.
nothing to report on. I'll let you guys get out of here.
Written communication.
I don't believe we've had any.
No.
Public comment. Well, watch your step, Kevin.
I know.
That one's a doozy.
Oh, Kevin Toth, 9725B West 129th Place. I just got a couple of comments, I guess, or questions to it. The last week of the public hearing, the resolution for the new public safety building, I'm trying to figure out how we got from 11.9 million all in, which we've been told, to this new number. How are we doing this?
I thought it was explained.
No, I didn't get an explanation, I didn't understand exactly. I understand now are we doing 2 projects, are we doing 1 project, or what are we doing?
The proposal is 2 projects.
Okay, so it's 18, total of 18.5 million?
That's a max. Just like when the school did a referendum,
Okay,
you know, you have to advertise max numbers
okay.
for projects.
So are we looking at now, is this 2 separate projects?
2 separate projects.
2 separate buildings?
Mhm.
So the design will change now too from what was presented?
Yeah.
Okay, I was just wondering because that wasn't really
Slight
explained.
modifications to make
Okay.
it 2 buildings.
So now, so everything that was already done will be redone?
Not completely,
No,
but there'll be,
not at all.
but the general building will have similarities, but it'll be two separate buildings.
Okay, I did not get at the meeting when you guys had the public hearing.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't even gone to the part where we're going to financing for this yet, so we're not even on the path to get there yet, to where, now that we've decided to go with the two buildings, that has to be, the design has to be redone to reflect that.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's my understanding that it's just getting tweaked to where we're adding a couple, one additional exterior wall, if you will, on each building, to separate them. That way, if the police has an incident, they can't, if the criminal, what have you, cannot escape and try to get in the other building is one analogy, that they played out. So we're adding a couple of exterior walls, whereas before we would have had hallways and interior, trusses and that sort of thing.
Yeah, from what I understand is it's going to be two separate buildings.
Okay, with a max.
It's the only way we can legally finance it for two separate projects, is to actually have two separate buildings.
Or have one separate building, but then you'd exceed the referendum, right? Was that kind of where you're going, what would happen?
One building, we could get within the threshold pretty easily.
Okay, so then why are you doing two then?
Because of the economics of the whole thing needs to be separated into two buildings. It's something that is done, matter of fact, it was done in Winfield with a wastewater treatment plant, a Series A bond and a Series B bond. These things happen quite a bit in public projects like this.
Okay, I was just trying to figure out how we went
Two separate bond issues.
I thought the original thing was it was gonna be 11.9, and that was for both.
Well, that was our goal. We had set a goal at that, and then we had inflation hit, and we had to look at things in a different manner, take a different approach.
Okay, I was trying to understand where it was going, because I think at that public hearing, I don't know.
Yeah, when-
For most of it, I think it was the first time we heard about the two separate buildings.
Yeah, when construction costs, are increasing by 2 to 3% per month,
Yeah,
it kind of created the situation that we have to look at it differently and approach it differently.
okay, thank you.
Any other public comment? Public comment? Anything online?
No hands are raised.
Okay, we're at 7 o'clock. We have a public hearing. Is ordinance 1433, public way vacation for Patriot Properties, NWI LLC. Review of legals.
Mr. President, council members, the legals have been noticed in the newspapers for public hearing tonight. However, the certified mail to the adjoiners did not get completed. My recommendation is that the public hearing be conducted, it was advertised, and that it be continued to your meeting in 2 weeks, so the notices can properly be made.
So what we'll do is we'll go through the process of the public hearing, and we will just not vote on it and leave it open.
Well, it's a 2-read ordinance,
Okay,
so an introductory reading pending the submission
but
of,
we can leave that public hearing item open.
you can and should.
Thank you. Reading of ordinance 1433 by its title, please.
Ordinance number 1433, an ordinance vacating a public way in the town of Cedar Lake, Lake County, Indiana, and all matters related thereto.
Thank you. Remonstrators for or against? Any remonstrators? Third call for remonstrators? Closed. Council discussion? Brief description of the public way vacation, please. Where is this public way?
This is on 134th Court, which I believe is Cedar Point. This is for the vacation of 4-foot wide walking paths around lot 3, 4, 14, 17, and 8.
And there is no utility interest either above or below those walking paths? Okay, thank you. Town council decision on the first reading of ordinance 1433. Is there a motion
I
to
make a
approve?
motion to approve ordinance 1433.
Thank you. Motion by Ms. Rivera. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Second by Ms. Sheben. Discussion. One discussion item for the record. This public hearing will remain open until and through the next council meeting when the ordinance can be adopted and the record can be clear. Any other discussion? Roll call.
Oh, yeah, I have one question.
Yep.
Chris, the walking path, the vacation then would go half to the property owner on either the north or the south end, or the east or the west, and the other half would go to the other property owner?
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, roll call.
John Foreman,
Yes.
Julia Vera,
Yes.
Ralph Miller.
Yes.
Colleen Scheven.
Yes.
Richard Sharp.
Yes.
Randy Neemeyer.
Yes, motion carries 6-0. Thank you, everyone, for attending. It was a little bit of an early meeting tonight at 6:30. So if there's any additional public comment, we had a couple of people walk in late. I'll give you a chance if you had anything you wanted to say. Okay, 'cause I know this was kind of an abnormal meeting time, so. All right, folks, have a safe night, and we'll see you here November 15th, and go out and vote on November 8th. Thank you.